What to do, everybody? Holy crap, it has been an absolute minute since the TSK has been back. We're not in the fullest form. There is no Harold, but I do got Rob. I do got DC. I do got someone they call the Max Wrestling regulars right here. Of course, I am your man, Host Mo. This is Kicking It with the TSK. We are absolutely fresh off of Wrestledream's, AEW's Wrestledream. Salute to Antonio Inoki. What a friggin' show. A super solid show, if I could say so myself.
Wow. You think we're acquainted?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Apparently, we are acquainted. And they gave him the music. Let's stop beating around the bush, as they say, and get into the hottest topic that there is. The guy formerly known as Edge, the rated R superstar Adam Copeland, the guy from the Viking, if you want to get technical. He is all elite. Just like that, bing, bang, boom, Adam Copeland joins his best friend, Christian, in All Elite Wrestling, and I'm sure there are marks that are absolutely hated. I'm sure it's all over Twitter. I'm sure it's all over the Facebook and the Instagrams right now. Luckily for me, during the AEW live post, I only saw one negative comment where it's, all ex-WWE strikes again, but yet those guys don't remember that their fucking current roster is built by all ex-TNA and all ex-New Japan. But hey, what do you know? So, real quick, I got to get your guys' instant thoughts on Adam Copeland showing up in All Elite Wrestling.
I thought it was cool. It just kind of reminded me of the Jeff Hardy debut because, as you know, he's going down there, he's running to the corner.
Right, yeah, he's got to make the save, but I got to party first.
Like, yeah, you know, I gotta dance it up before I go down there and save whoever's getting their ass beat. But I think it's cool that he's here. There's a lot of potential, some crazy things that can go down.
Crazy things indeed.
And my thing is, I'm more like the altruistic side of it. Like, I'm happy that he can go out because this is it for him.
Yeah, he's pulling the B Drive. You know, like how B Drive's going down his last tour. This is Adam Copeland's last tour, and I'm glad it's an AEW.
The last time he didn't get to end it the way he wanted. He was kind of forced to, hanging up, and he came back. He had some good matches in his last WWE run. He got the Judgment Day thing started. Kudos for that. And now he's wanting to go out on his terms. And who can fault him?
No, if you do, you sir, for shame, absolutely.
You're not a fan.
You are not a fan.
You are not a fan.
You are not a fan. I mean, the reality is there's a lot of young. We say this about all the veterans. There is a butt ton of young guys he can work with. This story that I'm sure Edge and Christian have never really had, the one-on-one. The one that we saw back in the early 2000s that we never got to really see again. Now we get to see it. Now we get to see it in these guys as they're older, but as one of them is still one of the hottest fucking heels in wrestling, and while the other one is still as relevant as the day is long. So, I mean, this is as good of a signing as TK has done in a minute. Yes, it's going to cause the E-drones to go bananas, and guess what? That just means that the signing worked. That's it. That just means that it worked.
It's the same thing when WWE signed Jade Cargill. Same thing.
I love that you brought that up.
And, as AEW gets bigger and as WWE continues to grow post-merger, people are going to jump ship.
Thank you.
You're going to have AEW guys that are going to and girls that are going to go to WWE. You're going to have WWE people that are going to go to AEW. It's going to happen.
Welcome back.
I'm old enough to remember when people went from WWE to WCW to ECW and back and forth. I mean, my God, Jericho. I remember when he showed up on Monday Night Raw. If that had happened now, they would have flipped.
I mean, in all reality, we are back in what I called the golden era of wrestling, where there was wrestling on almost every television. It was relevant. It was a part of comedy shows. It was a part of television shows. You saw fucking wrestlers in soap operas on talk show networks. You fucking name it. Wrestling was popular.
It's getting reported on ESPN.
Thank you. It's being reported on ESPN, and that's where we're at now. We're at the point now where you have people jumping around, and yes, call it the jumping of ship, call it the whatever, but this is just good old-fashioned exposure for professional wrestling. Whether you're on the AEW side, the Impact side, the New Japan, the wherever else, the MLWs, the Indies in North Carolina even, shout out to Trav, you know, that's what it is. Welcome to wrestling in popularity land.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time before the AEW nerds are like, well, you took one of our biggest stars, we're going to take one of your Hall of Famers.
I mean, hey, tit for tat, if that's how we want to go. And I don't mind it. If that's what we got to do to make ourselves feel better as wrestling fans, I say all fucking for it, okay? I really, really do. Because in reality, this is just good. This is just good.
Yeah.
We have a guy who has never been outside of WWE in any form, and now he gets to go to the
brief WCW,
or WCW. Apologies. And now
no one talks about Damon Stryker.
we were not supposed to. We were supposed to forget about it. He tried to make us forget about it. But now you have a guy who is in a different realm, who has a little bit more creative control for himself. And to me, the possibilities are fucking endless. But once you get past this Christian feud, he can have one with Darby. You can have one with Nick Wayne. All the fucking young cats. Anybody who wants to work with Edge is gonna work with Edge, and it's gonna work out. I gotta get used to calling him Adam Copeland. It's gonna take a while, so get over it.
Adam Cole, we never got that.
Bada bing. There was one right there that I gotta see. We think of the rated R superstar. We think of what is the modern day rated R superstar? Our scumbag MJF. I mean, that's one right there. We could literally fantasy book the fuck out of his AEW run right now.
Yeah, we literally could. That's another show for another
as they
time.
always say.
Oh, that it is.
Speaking of that, was a butt ton of stuff on this. I want to go through it all very quickly. We're going to skip the pre-show from when we do the review. Really quick, MJF single-handedly beat the Righteous. Is that a burial or not?
I don't know how to feel about this. I love the Righteous. I've loved the Righteous since Ring of Honor.
Same.
But at the same time, they weren't going to pin the champion.
No.
Agreed. I full-blown agree. I feel like there was no way you were going to do it. You were going to get some momentum because of this. You're going to get some shine for being in there with MJF and the whole whatever. But you weren't going to get a dub.
They kind of fucked themselves on this one.
A little bit, but that's the question on the in the interwebs right now was this a burial? And I'm going to say no.
No.
I mean, I think they look strong. You know, they look good, and that's the big. And it's sort of the thing like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
And this is exactly what that was.
If you have the Righteous go over MJF.
Aye.
That makes him look bad. But so it's like, should they have, stripped him of the titles or done an interim? Maybe.
I'm sure there's a whole story they planned out just with Adam Cole and his freak ass accident.
Yeah.
That just kind of put a detour to it.
Cannot win.
No. My poor guy, he cannot win.
He cannot win.
But we'll see when he comes back. So for you interweb nerds out there that are freaking out, trust me, the Righteous can get right back. I promise you.
Yeah, the Righteous are fine.
I promise you, they're right fucking back.
Dutch has one of the best boss man slams ever. I just gotta say that. My God,
he's such an underrated big man. He is such an underrated big man.
And it's this. I look at them and just think, what could have been had the Wyatt Six thing panned out.
It definitely gives those vibes a little more creepy, and I think that's why they're a little bit more appealing to the masses. It's kind of great
to me at least.
Hey,
the Righteous are
big money, and
I'm telling you now. I've made some really good calls.
Oh, give it time.
My next big one, the Righteous are going to be the next great tag team.
I dig that. I really do think they're going to start with the Ring of Honor tag titles and move on from there. But I give it a couple of months. Let Cole come back, or heaven forbid a title strip. Heaven forbid.
So what you're saying is you dig what he's saying.
Oh, I'm digging what they're saying. I am.
This time next year, they are going to be on top.
No disagreement.
Not there.
Am I the only one that wanted Shibata to win this? I know Eddie just won. I had to. I was like, come on, give me Shibata, baby.
This was another one really conflicted, but I mean, it's Eddie, it's Shibata. You knew what we were getting.
Yeah.
There was kind of a part of me that was like, damn, it would be kind of cool if Shibata was rocking around with 3 belts right now. But at the same time, like, how fucking cool is it to see Eddie Kingston as a world champion?
Yeah, I don't want to end it too soon, but it was a cool thought.
Yeah.
You know what? You guys know I got a root from a fellow New Yorker. You know, I've been an Eddie guy since I first saw him in AEW. I was like, there's something special about this dude.
Big time.
And I think TK would have been an absolute moron to end it this soon.
No, again, I full-blown agree with you. We had been clamoring weeks on months on years at this point for Eddie to win the big one, and then not only did he win the big one, he's walking around as 2 fucking champ. You know what I mean? So
right. I mean, like, we went to the Ring of Honor show. Like, he should have won there.
Yeah.
Like, you remember what the arena was like when Claudio won? It just sucked the fucking life out of that.
Yeah, exactly. You literally, the momentum died. It was like coming to a screeching halt. It was a buzzkill. It was a buzzkill. Eddie,
big time.
Eddie is beloved, and when Eddie actually won it, it was fucking huge. So it was like it was long overdue. That's for sure.
I would compare it to when Mick Foley won the WWE title for the first time. You know,
yeah, that's definitely on
par.
You
look at Eddie. He doesn't look like your stereotypical world champion. He doesn't look, like the pouch. He looks more like a Mick Foley, like somebody like us, like the average person.
Yeah, that's what it is. He is the everyman.
People see that and they relate to it.
And it works beautifully. Eddie Kingston hopefully will remain Ring of Honor champion for a bit. Julia Hart, tell me she's getting better.
Absolutely.
Because I'm seeing nothing but interweb nerds that are bitching and complaining that she doesn't get enough this, she doesn't get enough that, and she's just because she's not good enough.
Shut the fuck up.
Do they watch the product?
Let's keep it funky here. We know 99% of the people that bitch about AEW do not watch.
Absolutely not.
These are the same people who said that Jade never improved, which clearly.
And now they're saying that she's going to be the next big women's star. Conundrums, I say. Conundrums. Julia Hart looked she looked super solid. One of her better performances against Chris Statlander. I just don't think it's time for Statlander to lose the belt. It's one of those. It took a minute for her to get it. It's going to take a minute for her to lose it.
It'd be nice to see her on TV a little bit more. The pay-per-view, she's always solid. You can always count on Statlander to deliver a match.
Big time.
Absolutely.
And today was no exception. Today really delivered. For both of them.
Mm-hmm. The exciting thing is now with Jade officially gone, it creates a vacuum. Like,
yes,
who's going to step up and take that spot?
Statlander may be on top for that one. I think she's going to get the fastest rise. But then again, Jade had that same issue being TBS champion, not getting enough screen time. So hopefully we can make a change on that one.
Yeah, definitely.
The cancerous Bucks, the so-called cancerous Bucks, booked themselves to win.
AEW.
I don't understand this logic. You know, when people compare the Young Bucks to Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, they don't remember that they beat Goldberg's undefeated streak with a cattle prod. They don't remember that they used to have tag team matches against random groups of luchadors, beat the shit out of them, and walk away. Yeah. So that's like there's a difference between the Bucks building random stories, making themselves lose for a lot, and then kind of building towards a story where they think people want to see, being FTR and the Bucks again, and literally dominating a fucking Monday and a Thursday night show, being Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. There's a major difference.
These same people also don't seem to forget. They seem to forget the finger poke of doom.
I mean, But at the same time, if they're getting compared to Scott Hall and Kevin Nash,
They're doing something right.
two of probably the biggest wrestling stars of probably all time.
All time at this point, yeah, absolutely.
I don't think that's bad company.
No.
But at the same time, like, come on.
Much different comparisons. We get it. You guys are salty. You know, the overlord that is Jim Cornette tells you to hate him. So, hey, I understand.
That match was great, though. Like,
It was
there
fun. It was super fun.
Fucking, like, major PWG style match.
Absolutely.
And you can always count on the Bucks and Lucha Bros to deliver on that.
All day long.
The thing of it is, beyond that, they bitch when the Bucks aren't on top. They bitch when they are. Like, and one of the Bucks even mentioned it. They said, you know, people cheer for us to be number one. And yet, when we are, they cheer for us to not. They boo.
It's the truth.
You know,
it's the absolute truth. They are dying for them to be the greatest things at sliced bread, and then remember that. Oh, well, what do you mean? You guys are just sliced bread. Fuck, get out of here, dude. Get the
damned
fuck
if you
out
do,
of here.
damned if you don't.
Heard that, but good for the Bucks. They're building towards them and FTR. I think 4 is what it is. So
yeah.
I was calling for a ladder match. Maybe there's a 2 out of 3 falls. Maybe we could do something crazy. All I know is a stipulation is almost necessary for this one, and then we'll figure out about a winner. But later on that,
Escalera de la Muerte.
ooh, there we go. Put some fun names on it. Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page, literally 10, 12 times the term. Swerve's been a fucking main eventer. Was said within the TSK chat during this show, and if this didn't prove it, I don't know what the fuck else you need to prove it. Swerve Strickland is that guy.
Really, what he showed us tonight is what some of us have known for the last couple of years.
As Deion Sanders would say, he is him.
He is him.
He is him.
I mean,
and you know, we all pretty much assume that Adam Cole is going to be the one to beat MJF
Probably.
and take the title. But I submit to you, Swerve.
Name me somebody with hotter momentum. I don't have one.
I want to see it because, you know, Swerve on the microphone works. You know, you look at Swerve when he was in the E and they were doing the hit row thing with him.
He's the only one relevant.
Booker T even mentioned it. He even mentioned that when they couldn't get him back, hit row didn't work.
Oh, God, no.
it didn't.
Because it just didn't work. You didn't have that charisma.
Absolutely not.
No. And to me, what this did for Swerve is, A, it raises his stock in AEW, but also when his contract is eventually up, it's going to make him more money.
True.
Yeah.
And good for him.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like,
make your bread.
make that money while you can.
But at this point in time, like, somebody just needs to give him the keys to the fucking car already, because he proved he can do it. Now let him do it.
I mean, here's what I'm gonna say. And this is a stepping stone. If Phoenix is really that hurt, and he's one of these guys that unfortunately can't hang on to the international title for as long as we're hoping, Swerve's your guy. Swerve is your fucking guy. Give him a real title run. Let him prove to you that he's a true fucking champion. And then maybe, just maybe, the rest of them will see him in the MJF, in the light that we do, and he'll beat MJF. Or he could beat MJF. And within that,
or
carry the
have
company.
him beat Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, whomever. The fact is this will be a way to prove that he can be a champion and carry this company. He's got the fucking hottest goddamn theme song in the biz right now. He makes everyone do the stupid dance. I'm doing the stupid dance. I don't give a shit. It's fucking hot. Everything he's doing is hitting. Everything he's doing is hitting.
Swerve is one of those rare guys that can get over as both a heel and a face super effectively.
Anything he's ever done has always hit. It's just people are refusing to actually acknowledge it.
He got Top Dollar over.
I don't know anybody else that would do that.
Top Dollar can't even get over the top rope.
So, hey. Tell me how it really is. I don't know how to feel about this one. Ricky Starks, Wheeler Yuta, really quick. I just feel like they don't want to drop Ricky Starks to below the main event. He's like an upper mid-carder. But he'll never...
I know we talked about this being kind of like the cool down match, especially after that match. It was
hot.
But it was still pretty hot.
It was hot, but that's the thing. It's what now what? You know, what's the outcome? What was the point? It's one of those where it's like it was great, it happened. Now what?
Now what?
And it's not a knock. Please understand that it's not a knock. It's a Yuta has proved time and time again that he can hang with the big dogs. He might lose, but he can hang with the big dogs.
He can absolutely hang.
But it's also seen a lot that Ricky Starks can get there, he just can't finish up there. So
right, and we kind of talked about this as we were watching. Like, ever since the Hobbs and Starks thing, like it's kind of it's dropping.
Yeah, he's starting to drop. He was plateauing. Now he's going down.
Now, like, we got to figure how to get him to fuck back up there because
he's going out the door.
I'm with you. Somebody had brought that one up to me, and I think that was Kyle that had brought this up. He says, "Well, look at his size." Remember, Rick Boogs just got fired because there's no more Vince McMahon. It's not so much about size anymore. It's about are you a draw? Period. I know I brought up the T-shirt one, but we're gonna ignore that fact. LA Knight, come on now.
And you know, Ricky is also good friends with Cody. We all know.
Oh yeah,
that.
damn good friends. So I mean,
and
I'd hate to see him go, but I'm not surprised if he does.
But then again, that's what this is about. That's what we started the whole show about. This is the great thing that could be wrestling. The fact that we could see these motherfuckers jumping around and doing their best. Hell, I remember when Rick Rude was on one show one night and this next show the next night.
You remember that?
Both shows
same night. It was same night. Sorry, thank you. Because one of them was taped.
It was on Nitro and Raw. Yeah.
For fuck's sake. But it's a great time. And if that means he goes to the E, then I hope he gets fully utilized. I
mean, look at, for example, Brian Pillman Jr.
Oh, he's already getting a fucking push.
AEW didn't really know what to do with him.
They tried.
He hasn't even been on screen yet in NXT. And already.
Well, hey, dude, when you tell me you got one of the hottest motherfucking vignettes I've seen in a minute with the old school dub and all this shit, like, yeah, it's hot. Yeah, I'm excited for you.
It's wild because he has a name. Like, that should have been enough, but it wasn't.
No, but maybe then the family name kind of thing, as they've done with Braun Breaker, but kind of how opposite or whatever. Maybe they can do it with Brian Pillman. Maybe they can do it. You know, I'm pulling for the kid. Kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh God. Bryan Danielson, Zack Sabre Jr. We wanted it at the show, the not the All In in Wembley, the Forbidden Door show. We didn't get it at Forbidden Door, and neither one of them, mind you, the first and or second one. We got it here. It was absolutely everything you expected, and maybe even a little extra. The best technical match I've probably ever seen. It might possibly be top. I said top 3. I'm thinking it's still top 5 for sure. I got to go rewatch some shit for it to be top 3, but it is a top 5 all time on my list. This was fucking absolute banger. If you didn't believe in Zack Sabre Jr., you should fucking now. If you thought fucking Bryan Danielson's going to slow down at all, you're mistaken. You're utter mistaken. And just, goddamn, I love Nigel. I fucking love Nigel for a man who will never relinquish this absolute depth grip of a rivalry he has with Bryan Danielson, and I thank God for it.
He fucking let him have it.
He grabs the ropes and he calls him a coward. I died.
What about Mox on commentary?
Mox dropped so many curse words. His whole fucking whatever money he would get from the video game is gone.
He's probably negative 10 grand.
He's losing T-shirt money at this point. All the fucking swear words this man was dropping, and he was on commentary for 3 matches.
My man stood up and said, "Fuck this guy."
Yes, he did. Don't let him do that shit. Get out of that shit. All this crap. I fucking love Jon Moxley.
That was great.
The great thing is, TK's got the
Oh,
money.
he's got the money for sure.
But he's probably back to thing. He's probably thinking, God damn it, John, just shut
Shut up a little bit.
Just stop.
He's yelling at John in his ear. just sit the fuck down.
Just sit
shut
the
up.
fuck down and shut the fuck up. The six-way, or sorry, the six-way. I guess the six-way, the triple threat tag, whatever the fuck you call it, six-way.
Was it?
No, it was actually, three-way. Anyway, so Takeshita, Sammy Guevara, Will Ospreay, Chris Jericho, and the Golden Elite, Kota Ibushi, and Kenny Omega. Kota Ibushi literally has us recorded in his brain or on a tape that calls him Big Fat Kota, and he does 1,000 crunches to it every day. I swear to God he does, because this guy went from Big Fat Kota to, he's almost there, to I'm motherfucking back. Okay, he's not Wrestle Kingdom shape, but he's fucking back. And he's not even all the way healthy. Mm-hmm. He went on and had an interview saying that he's still dealing with issues. And a lot of them at that. And it just blows my fucking mind that this guy is still out there.
This is not even my final form, bitch.
I love that. He's not even his final form. He's out there still doing the same stuff. But as much as I want to emphasize that greatness, my main topic or my main question for this one is, who is the bigger heel in the wrestling industry? Is it Dirty Dom or is it Don fucking Callis? Because
Jesus.
The only time that this crowd got any loud at all tonight was for Don fucking Callis. They booed this son of a bitch out of the building. They booed him so much, the fucking wind from the boos fucking dried the fucking shine on his head. It was ridiculous.
There was a fuck you Don chant for a minute. Wasn't there?
This was just, it was stupendous, and everybody says, Dirty Dominic Mysterio is the greatest heel in the business right now. I'd like for them to meet Don Callis.
Hear me out. Only way you can top this, truly open that forbidden door, have Don Callis manage Dirty Dom.
Jesus.
Give me all the heat.
You want Dominic Mysterio to get over to the next level? There you go.
Give me all the motherfucking heat.
You cannot tell me that would not work.
Half the arena would melt.
Half the arena would melt. I will also, besides Don being the greatest heel there's ever fucking been, this match made you want to see so many other matches. You wanted to see Kenny and Sammy. You want to see Takeshita and Sammy, even though they were on the same. Kenny and Kota and Takeshita that we've been dying for. They even teased it a little bit. All of this was just all the good feels. I loved it. Beeline right into the tag match. FTR is them. They are for real. Aussie Open, they're young. And that's what I have to keep saying, because I get a little disappointed every time they lose these big matches, but they're young. And they're going to be right fucking back in it.
Absolutely. I think in the last couple of years, their stock has risen so much. Like, they have went out there and proved time and time and time again that they are capable of hanging in these big time matches.
Not only hanging, they're capable of winning, they're capable of carrying as well. So with that, I gotta ask this one. Could we see them as AEW tag champs by the end of 2024?
I would say so.
I'd like to think so as well. I think that they're on the rise, and if TK is smart, he'll pull the trigger on them. I've always said you want to send your tag team champions over to like Japan or whatever, because I'm sure they'll go back to Japan, especially for like the World Tag League. Send them out there for that shit. Get them exposure. You know what I'm saying? And they would work out fucking absolutely beautifully. And then we come to the main event, to emotions, mixed feelings, lots of dad jokes, and some bad weightlifting, to say the least. I could say it in some other words. Christian Cage, one of the better heels in the business right now. Him and Darby,
which is wild to say.
Right. Darby is a crazy bastard. I know he likes taking these awkward-ass bumps, and I know he refuses to give up on the spot until it looks good in his eyes. But this stair spot was fucking brutal, was completely unnecessary, and absolutely showed every little bit of weak point of Christian Cage to the point where it hindered this match. And now maybe my mind might change tomorrow when I rewatch all this shit. But right now, fresh off my mind, the first one was safe. It looked like shit. Whatever. It got a point across. The second one, his attempt was, I'm going to throw him on the top. He can't throw Darby Allin, who weighs all of 125 pounds, I'm sure. It looks like he broke his fucking arm. Yet he kept wrestling. I don't understand that. And then there's the fucking exposed wood and for what? For what? Just to drag out for the obvious for the big turn, I should say. Honestly, it was all for the big turn. We all didn't think this was going to happen. Nick Wayne turns on Darby Allin. One man calls it. The rest of us are still in shock. I know I am. He found himself a stepdaddy, Nick Wayne did. He found himself a stepdaddy. Rumor has it he shared some bikini pics of his mom, and that sealed the deal. So
he starched the shit out of Darby with that belt, though.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
You could hear that.
So I gotta ask, does this hurt or help Nick Wayne?
I mean, this is probably going to tell. It's probably going to tell a good story.
That's for sure.
I think it's too soon to tell.
I don't know if you heard what he was yelling at Darby.
No.
When Buddy died or whatever, you left me, you left my mom, you just left us high and dry. So there's definitely a story there. So okay. I guess we're going to find out some more.
We'll get a Nick Wayne Darby Allin at some point, from the sounds of it. So. A whole lot went down in this one, and trust me, there's a lot more for us to dig into and cover, but we needed to get this one out as quick and fast as we could. We do know that the Adam Copeland story is the biggest story of them all, but trust me, there's a whole pay-per-view to full-blown cover, and we'll get that banged out as soon as we can, probably as soon as tomorrow. But really quick, before I get up out of here, we get up out of here, final thoughts on this shows. Give me one major positive, one major negative.
I'll go first. I'll say, the main event, the positive, Adam Copeland. We can't call him that name anymore. Negative. That stair spot.
That's about it. Rob?
Positive. I think the fact that we now have a pay-per-view to honor Inoki.
Yeah.
Inoki has obviously made a big contribution to wrestling. That's just getting really popular stateside. And what better way to do it on the anniversary of the day he passed away. He's been gone for a whole year now.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of crazy to think, but the whole show tonight really kind of showcased the strong style, the fighting spirit of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I know there's going to be the marks and the nerds that are going to, bitch about, they didn't sell this, they didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a totally different style. We got a chance to celebrate that for those of us that are fans of that strong style wrestling. And I'm kind of going to go with DC on the negative, that stair spot. And I love Darby, and I love the fact that he just throws caution to the wind.
Yeah, but holy hell.
But, there's got to be a point in time where you got to be realistic about stuff. He's planning to do some big stuff coming up in the next couple months. He's, training to go climb Mount Everest. You can't do that with a broken shoulder.
I was going to say, you can't do that with a busted shoulder, let alone some broke ribs or some any of that fun stuff. Give me the goddamn Zack Sabre Jr. Bryan Danielson match. Dream match came true. I don't care what you say. I don't care if they wrestled 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17 years ago. That was a shell of Zack Sabre Jr. and a shell of Bryan Danielson. This was absolutely amazing for what it was today. Today, in the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Live in the moment. And my negative, I am going to triple threat with these men, and I'm going to go with the stair spot, but I'm going to add a little caveat as well. I'm going to throw another one in there, and I'm going to say the Seattle crowd. Seattle, you disappointed me tonight. You guys were quiet when you should be loud, and you were loud when you should have been screaming off your heads. This is This is going to make me rethink Seattle getting another pay-per-view. But it was what it was. The show was good enough to bypass your guys' reactions. I'm sure it will be discussed by all the major fucking talks, but we'll deal with that when we get there. So again, we'll try to be back as soon as tomorrow for a full-blown review, but you know how we do. We got to get the plugs out there. Rob, you've been doing stuff musically. You've been doing stuff podcastly. You've been working with Mike Larkin. Mike Larkin's been working with many people. What's the haps these days, as they say?
Man, I've been rather busy. It's been a pretty busy month. Working on some guitar lessons right now, some virtual guitar lessons that I'm probably going to be posting on my YouTube soon. They'll be for free, of course, because the gift of music is free. Mm-hmm. Any of my social media, Linktree/hey, it's Rob. Come say hi. Come hang out. We've got a podcast with my other crew called Deep Into the Heart of Wrestling. We just released a show a couple of weeks ago about the life of Bray Wyatt. Yeah. We'll be having one pretty soon here coming up on the TNA GFW kind of history going. So come check us out there. It'll be up soon.
Fun. DC, you, me, we still be the longest reigning Max Wrestling Tag Team Champions in history. I don't know if anybody's coming. I don't know what's going to go down. I do know that the Blind Tag Team Trivia Tournament is coming to a head, though. Are you worried about any of this competition in the tournament? Yeah. I've been saying the same thing all week, so I'm not going to lie. So it is what it is.
There's no dragons left, you know. It is what it is.
The most confident knowledge champ / Max Wrestling Tag Team Champ and all the goddamn histories, and you already know you can catch him doing this fun stuff, jumping on Max every now and again. But of course, for us,
got the show also. Got the show with
that's right. You're pulling stuff with Larkin as well.
Yeah, we actually just recorded a show last week. Worst SummerSlam matches of all time.
Ooh. Oh God!
I will give you a little taste.
I think I've seen one of them in a past retro, so I can't say I blame you.
You mean you're gonna give us a taste?
Oh, give me a taste,
A little taste. My absolute worst SummerSlam match of all time, and it pains me to say it: Undertaker versus Undertaker. Great build, horrible match.
Just what we call in the biz drizzling McShits. So yeah, as you guys already know, Max Wrestling hits each and every Thursday on this lovely channel. There's a lot more coming for you guys out there dying for the KTN sports. I assure you they're happening. Most of it's happening on TikTok right now. An American Talking Tottenham is going to pick up, especially with the international break happening next week. Now, we got to beat Luton Town first, and then we go on an international break. We'll probably get caught up by then. Chargers just absolutely fucking escaped today. Brandon Staley still has a job. I don't know how. You're going to definitely hear a Bolt Rant episode drop tomorrow, so be ready for that one. And I assure you that one is going to kick up. But other than that, Max Wrestling is your home for literally all things wrestling. And at this point, all things football and even some footy. So we're going to get there. We're going to make it happen. And I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Come back tomorrow when we do a full-blown review. Harold might join us. God only knows who might join us. Who knows? It might even be a smaller crew. It might be a solo challenge. We don't know. But just the only way to know is to come check it the fuck out. So we've been the TSK. You've been kicking it with us. This was instant reactions, as they call. And we'll catch y'all tomorrow. Give me a too sweet, boys.
Peace. Yeah.